My mic did it again, y'all. All right. Welcome to week 37 in the rise of Obticeo. I started this account on January 1st, used the hyperdrive bundle, and been recording the progress on the account every week as we go along so people can follow along. So this is the 37th week of play. Let's get in here and take a look, see how the account's doing. Week 37, we've got 2.87 million galactic power. We added 50,000 last week. Still 13 relics, 17 zetas, 4 omicrons. Happy with 3 of them. Wasted the one on Akbar, haven't been able to make very good use of that. Unfortunate, but we learned a lesson. Squadron of the shock clones have been pushed down out of the top 50. Still getting top 100 with them though, so it's okay. Malevolence, we've been pushed out of the top 5 officially this week. 15th rolled around. Executor event came up. 2 more executors came into the shard. There are now 6 executors. And that puts me out of the top 6. Until I can get this profundity underway, see what we can get done with these other executors that are in here. We are stuck. We are relegated to 200 crystals a day. That really feels bad. I noticed a loss immediately. It's like 700 to 1,000 crystals less per week. It's really a devastating amount of loss. So it's unfortunate. And, we're on the path. We'll just have to get there as fast as we can and see what we can do. Get back into that top 5. Project is to get Mon Mothman week 38, so we're working on her. Next week's energy plan, working on Houndstooth, Radis, Bosk, Xanadu Blood, IG 2000. So the plan is to build up those bounty hunter ships to be able to unlock the Millennium Falcon. That should be done shortly after we get all the requirements for the profundity done. So we should be in good shape there. We'll at least have the Millennium Falcon at 5 or 6 stars. At least. Shouldn't be a problem to get that. Outrider, we're farming out of fleet. Rebel Y-Wing, Biston's U-Wing. Cantina, we're still working on L3, signal data. In mods, going to use that energy for a while to catch up on 6-dot mods. Of course, with the changes they've made to the game now, it's it's pretty attractive to go in there and try to catch up on your 6-dot mod materials and get some slices. So we're going to look into that, see if we can get more 6-dot mods running. Then the refresh strategy, 2 in mods, 3 in regular energy, 2 in fleet. Struggling for Cantina refreshes again. With the loss of the fleet crystals, that's not helping. Really have to try to secure more GAC wins to make sure that we get at least 2 in 1s out of GAC. So I'm looking at some stuff, but I don't know exactly how we're going to do that, but got my thoughts here in a minute. In the shop plan, we got Biston and the shard shop for Cantina. Biston's finished now, I think, so we can drop him out of the Cantina. Guild store, Cantina, or Guild store, we're still working on Carbanti stuff, other gear. Still buying Ewoks to get 3PO when we can. Squad Arena, getting Prestige. Galactic War Store, feeding the shard shop with that. In fleet, we're looking for Rebel ships, also Rex's ship. In the Guild Event Store, we're buying the Negotiator. Got the Malevolence at 5 stars. We're going to build the Negotiator to 5 stars and see where we go from there. Also buying Biston's U-Wing out of there when it shows up. And Wampa needs 5 more shards. He's 95 out of 100 to get his 7th star. So he's close, but still need 5 more. In the shard shop, working on the purples and the stuff for relic materials. So with GAC, if I wanted to secure more wins in Grand Arena, I've been looking back at the matchups and trying to figure out, like, especially for the Gladiator path. If I was to redo and say, what's the right way to do the best you can in Grand Arena, what I thought was true in January is not true. And I found that out by playing. So, just in a normal account build, you're going to play GAC. You're going to win some just by virtue of your opponent not playing. You're going to win some by virtue of having a decent account and decent mods. And you'll go up to some certain level in Bronzium pretty quickly. The problem is, then you get stuck against people who really don't belong in Bronzium, but they constantly have these teams that are in my way, and I really can't deal with them. So the things that I've seen so far, when people have gas on defense, if they've gone for an early gas, I really don't have anything to beat that. If they've gone for an early CLS team and have a high commitment to the CLS, or Darth Revan, those, again, there's just nothing in my account. And if people had Starkiller, who's not that hard to get pretty early in the game, be a showstopper for me. And this is non-GL stuff, right? We're not going to talk about GLs. We're just going to talk about the people who have 5.5 million galactic power of stuff and have never built a GL. Those are the people that I'm finding in Bronzium. Grievous can also be a problem. If there's a good Qui-Gon Jinn team or Iden team, they require specific encounters. Some rosters will have it. I don't really have good answers for that in my roster. And then you can also get a team of Dash, Jedi Knight Revan, Malgus, Maul. You know, people might have those Conquest characters and you don't have them. But a Maul Mando team would, again, be a showstopper. So what I'm trying to think of is, like, what teams could we build that would get through all of those teams? Like, what are the keys to unlocking these teams? So let's say you had a bounty hunter team and you could have any bounty hunter team you wanted, and you could have 7 bounty hunters. Could we always guarantee beating Gas and a couple of these other teams? If we built Triumvirate, like as soon as Treya was available, build Triumvirate, we might be able to get through a couple of these teams. If we beat CLS, if we built Darth Revan. So the question is, what early teams could we build with what we would call a Gladiator account that would unlock the most victories against these teams? And I don't have answers to that yet. So I'm thinking of how it's going to look, but I don't really have answers to it yet, either for this account or in general for Gladiator. So if you guys have ideas, things that you would want to see in there, are the Revans still it? If you build both JKR and Darth Revan into Malak, does that solve? How many of these problems does that solve? So, yeah. I would like some feedback from the community. You guys can drop it in chat. You can put it in the comments down below, or bring it over to Discord and discuss it over there. But I'm taking any input that you guys might have. Also, you know, if there's other teams that you can think of that would just be a showstopper if they showed up, let me know. So then again, I mean, the idea in Grand Arena would be you have to have those teams on offense, but you still have to have one defensive team that's big enough to hold up the whole opposing team. So getting your one hold, cutting it down to like a 2-zone battle, and then having these counter squads to make sure that you can always bust through if there's a fair matchup, or a matchup that's against a non-GL account. So, yeah, looking for ideas. Happy to hear what you guys would have to say on that topic. You know, leave comments or put it in the chat over here for us to discuss. All right, let's catch up on chat over here. Brady says hello, Loquitur. Brady Banta, hello. Michael Neal says hello. Vels says dropping crystals got to hurt the Relic 8, Relic 9 purchase timeline. Well, if you maintain the Relic 8, Relic 9 purchase timeline, it just means you get less refreshes. So it hurts the refreshes more than it hurts the overall relicing. But we'll see. So we've got one Relic 8 already. We need 8 more purchases. We've got at least 13 more weeks to go. So we could do 2 out of every 3 weeks and still have plenty of bandwidth to get those relic levels. So we'll get it figured out somehow. Vel says, happened to my main, got pushed out of the top 5, but saving for event refreshes. Makes it tough since I'm refreshing Cantina to be ready in time. Yeah, that's exactly it. It messes with your refresh strategy a lot. Griff says, BlueStacks was acting weird for my alt as well today, had a few crashes. Yeah, it would not let me get into the Inquisitor Obticeo account. It kept restarting a new instance of the game. And as many times as I've had that happen before in the past too, and I just always go in through Google Play and I click to play the game through Google Play, and because I'm logged in through Google Play, it always logs me in as Inquisitor Obticeo. But it would not do that today. I don't know what settings changed or what got messed up, but man, really, really annoying. So yeah, anyway, we got it back. We figured it out. Finally got back into the game. Included a whole bunch of uninstalling and reinstalling of software. But it shouldn't, man, it shouldn't be that hard. So yeah, that was pretty frustrating. But it's good to know that I'm not the only one that's having some issues with that. So that's good. Eric Favini says, glad to catch you live, DL. Well, glad you're here, man. Vel says 3v3 makes Gladiator challenging, hard to punch up at low GP. Yeah, 3v3 definitely is an issue. But if we want to make I feel like there's a Gladiator build, right? And I feel like, honestly, guys, I feel like the Gladiator build, there's no alien abduction here, guys. I'm telling you right up front. There's no alien abduction. I think the new route to accelerate your progress in Grand Arena might be no fleets. Still going to build the Malevolence, still going to build early fleets, but there may be a huge priority on characters. We may still have to build the Executor fleet just to have a presence in fleet to get our crystals, but it might be just low-key fleets, where instead of just going for all the fleet stuff that we normally would go for, we just let the fleets go. We get what we can get. We don't worry too much about that. And we just try to win the whole matchup with characters. I think there's a route in here. I think there's a route where we could end up playing. There always is. There's a way to do it. And I think we could end up playing like, you know, a 3 million account hyperdrive into 3 million and, you know, be high in chromium at 3 million without a galactic legend. I think that's what it takes. I think it takes building specifically the teams to counter the other stuff that you're going to face, building one really fantastic team to hold up on defense, which in my opinion has got to be Starkiller. Starkiller is the easiest thing that you can grab early, slap a bunch of Omicrons on it, and just have it be a total showstopper. I mean, people aren't going to beat that unless they have a GL. The Starkiller team, I think, beats everything but a GL. If you build it right, build it quickly. I mean, it's not that big of a roadblock. You just got to build your Cantina characters and just rock it. So I feel like there's a character answer here to unlock massive GAC rise. I just don't have it yet. I keep looking at it and it's too much Cantina energy. When those characters are double drops, it becomes increasingly possible to do. But yeah, maybe Executor and then just CLS, Starkiller. Maybe Revens is still the answer. and then look for your first Galactic Legend. I don't know. I think you either build Gas or Malik and do better in GAC early, or build a GL and pass those accounts up once you have SLKR and other GLs besides C. Heretic says login issues happened to me this morning too. And that's, yeah, yikes. Guapo says hello. Fuox says hello. The man says I just lost a tiebreaker in my GAC for first place because my opponent has 500k more GP. Yeah, the tiebreaker should always go to the person with less GP. It's ridiculous. If you got the same score, the person who has less should always take it. I think that tiebreaker is ridiculous the way it works. Graham K says aliens confirmed. Vel says original Senator build worked well for a defensive playstyle. Grievous and Padme stopped a lot of rosters until Gas unlocked. Graham K says aliens confirmed. Guapo says I vote Gas Rush and Negotiator to hold fleet. That way only allow one zone. That's worked like a charm. Heretic says, who are you and where did you get your Loquitur suit? Graham K says, scrolls. Griff says, no fleet means no crystals in Fleet Arena, though. But Griff, I'm banking on the fact that they're going to take crystals out of fleet at some point. They've already said they're going to rationalize the fleet crystals over to the same system as squad. It's just a matter of time. It's taken them forever to do it. But if they're going to roll out the second set of gear upgrades and whatever else, it may be that they're going to finally get around to getting those crystals out of fleet. And again, it may include building Executor. If it includes building Executor, then Bounty Hunters has to be one of the teams that you build. So yeah, I'm looking for synergy with Executor Profundity, where we're not going crazy with fleet stuff, and we somehow pull out a showstopper team on defense and still have the offensive teams to break through anything the opponent has. At Chromium 3, 2.8 million gas holding ground, Negotiator Malevolence holding defense, 25 weeks into the game. You have Negotiator and Malevolence at 25 weeks. Wow. That is a heck of a guild you're in. That's really good. I'm at 37 weeks, and I don't think I've spent a scrap of Get To on anything but ships. And I'm still a long way from getting Negotiator. So if you've got both of these already, that's got to be a heck of a guild. I went Gas, Executor, now CLS, then Profundity, then JMK or Star Killer, says Heretic. A Relic Wampa will counter Iden and Grievous teams, but a Relic Wampa... Just remember, guys, a Relic Wampa means Gas and Malik are off the table. You can't do... You can only do one of those three characters, right? If we're talking an early game account, first year of play... Again, I'm 9 months in, just getting my Wampa. I delayed starting the Wampa. I didn't start that right away. You could probably get Wampa in 7 months. But whatever you get, Gas, Wampa, or Malik, it's one of those three. Wampa locks you out of the other stuff. Doing same path as Heretic after Gas. Executor, not sure. Maybe SLKR or Profundity and Delay JML as first GL. MES Studio says hello. Griff says with the new TB, the main focus... I'm not sure when, if crystals get removed from Fleet Arena. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I don't know if I'm willing to gamble a whole build on them taking the crystals out of fleet. But you understand what I'm saying, right? If you play your characters right, you can cut Grand Arena down to, well, like you guys said, if you can hold bottom front always and have a good fleet of Executor or Malevolence, either one, or Negotiator or Malevolence, the worst players don't have that. But yeah, I'm kind of stuck with this account. I'm not making it up into Chromium. And I don't feel like it's awful play. Maybe I'm just getting bad statistics on my matchups. But yeah, I'm kind of stuck on this getting out of Bronzium. We're right there at the top. But yeah, I'm not getting into Chromium. I feel like if I get into Chromium, I'm actually better off because I'm doing pretty well on fleets. I'll have 4 fleets. And I can definitely use that to my advantage. Because we've got the Malevolence fleet, obviously, built that. We've got a Rebel fleet coming up under this, profundity stuff that we're building. We've got the Galactic Republic under Endurance. And I can cobble together some kind of fleet under Executrix with the ships that are left. We got the TIE Advanced, we've got a TIE Bomber, we've got the Bounty Hunter ships that we're building. So just with the Bounty Hunter ships, that's already, could be the 4th fleet, right? So Separatists under Malevolence, Rebel fleet, Bounty Hunter fleet, Galactic Republic fleet. So I'm not bad on fleets. But I keep getting shut down by 5.5 million Galactic Power accounts that just have sickening amounts of characters. I can't stop them on defense, and I can't beat them on offense. Just don't have enough stuff yet. Don't have enough stuff. Heretic says, I'm 9 months into and have gas at 7 stars and Wampa only needs 20 more shards. Yeah, wow. Wow. What did I do wrong then, guys? I guess staying in the guild that I'm in, because we're still doing light side Hoth. So I'm in a guild that's doing dark side Geo, but light side Hoth. But that shouldn't matter too much. It matters a lot on Get 2. But it shouldn't be holding me back that much on Get 1, right? I guess. Man. What am I doing wrong? Because I still need Get 1 for this Wampa. I've only spent like 2 or 3 times on Biston's U-Wing out of here. It hasn't shown up for me very often. So it's not like I wasted currency. I used this Get 1 for about 6 weeks maybe, right at the start. I just used it all up on purple gear so that I could accelerate my first couple relics. So if you were to say that I'm 6 weeks behind where I should be, that's fine. But 6 weeks from now, I would not be in a position where gas would be finished and Wampa would be. So I'm really lacking income here. Man, is Lightside Geo that big of a deal? Heretic says, I'm in Foundlings with you. How? How do you have that much Get 1? How is that even possible? Because I haven't used my Get 1 on something else. I've just bought Wampa. About 6 weeks in, I started saving. And then when I decided to do Wampa, I just spent my savings on Wampa. How the heck could you have gas finished and Wampa almost done? That is crazy. I don't understand it. Wampa only needs 20 more shards. I'm baffled. Yeah, I'm just got, man, because if you did that, let's say free to play, that means that I've wasted 11,000 get one, and I don't know where it went. Yeah. Oof. You can get Wampa through events. Yeah, you can get some shards for Wampa, but that would be like 20 shards. The Wampa event is hard. You have to have pretty darn good bounty hunters to do that Wampa event too. I tried to do it the last time around, and my bounty hunters didn't cut the mustard. The heroic bounty hunter challenge gives Wampa shards. Yeah. No, I agree. I couldn't get it done. I couldn't get it done. I do it with Gear 10 bounty hunters. Yeah, I don't think I'm even at Gear 10 though, right? I mean, I'm garbage tier on my bounty hunters. Where are we at? I think we got to get Chewy. Yeah, so I mean, most of my bounty hunters are still 8. I've got a couple of them up to 9 now, right? What is this? Gear 8. Yeah. These are all Gear 8. And then I've got Cad Bane. I just put gear levels on him. So when I mean I got garbage tier bounty hunters, I mean I have some trash tier bounty hunters. Trash. We'll get there though. You need Grief and Mando for that event? Yeah. I should probably work on... Well, I don't have the fleet. So I could work on Mando, but I can't farm him out of fleet right now because I'm farming all the profundity stuff. I have some of the Executor relics done, so it's much easier. Yeah, for sure. I got 60 shards from that event, 20 per event, 2 tries, 10 shards each. Yeah, it comes around about every 3 months. That sounds about right. I did it with Relic Bosk and Gear 8 or 9 bounty hunters with several attempts. That's good to know. Good to know. Okay, I suppose we should get into the reason for this whole stream and actually do some upgrade clicks. So let's do that. Let's see what we've got. Let's look at this profundity journey. Radis needs Kairos, so we have to MC Hammer that. Yep. Definitely can't touch it. We are really gated right now behind this. This is crazy. I need these. And I've relicked so many characters that use this exact same finisher that I also don't have the injector heads either. So if I could do anything that doesn't have those components as my next relic, it would be super convenient. But yeah, so we've got Harrison Dula here. That piece is good for upgrade. And then what do we need here that we don't have? 48 out of 50 on this, huh? Well, let's take a look at this objectively. This is no problem. We get that locked down. This we can afford. This Carbonti, we have 3 of them. So we need 2 of them for her here. And this is fine. So that is really all we need. That piece is another Carbonti. 3 Carbontis this level. Yikes. Alright, we only need 2 of these. So let me farm and see what we can get here. If we can't farm them up, I might buy them. Oh man. Come on now. I can afford to spend 2 refreshes. This node is killing me. There we go. Alright, we got it. Alright, so we can do that, and it's the same finisher again. Oh my goodness. It's crippling me. Alright. I gotta do my research before I do next week's update. Try to figure out anybody else. I mean, honestly, it's gonna be whoever I can get from the game, right? I mean, it's not entirely up to me. Gotta get him to Relic anyway, so I guess we'll just have another 3-week cycle after this. Because if I have to farm that piece and also these, I'm only at 20 out of 50 on Mon Mothma. I'll farm that all week. We'll get these out of a shop at some point. But then I've got to farm these too. I'll be on another 3-week cycle, I think. I do not like it. Need access to that piece from somewhere. I buy them out of the shops every time they show up. Just happens to be that like all the characters that I want to work on need that part. Alright. Who else do we have that we can work on? Giving up those Carbontis really makes it limited what I can get elsewhere. What does Biston need for his level? Stun gun. Don't think there's any reason to lock down pieces on him. Yeah, Radis. And then Dash, we're not in a hurry because we got to wait for him to be double drops in the Cantina before we're going to make a big push for him. What about Han? Does Han have an upgrade? He does. We'll go ahead and use this upgrade. Use up some of these projectors. We want him for the... Oh my goodness. 2 more stun guns. Yep. That's the way it goes. Alright. Cad Bane. Promote him. Wow, his mods are pretty awful. Okay. Does IG get a gear tier? Again, using up these. We'll take it. We could get another upgrade on him. That's not a real stun gun. That's for free. That's no problem. This is just the projectors. It's not bad. Alright, alright, alright. We can maybe gear 10 this IG. Take him up to level 85. Start treating him like a... What's this? Okay, we got another upgrade button. What am I up against here? Wow. This is really lame gear. Wow. Okay. All right. His upgrades are like for free. Gear 11 already. Give him some upgrades here. I'm watching these purple materials now. I don't want to run out of them. Let's see. This might be something. Oh, that's the Zeta. Never mind. Never mind. If we work on mods, we can go work on him. Okay. That'll help in fleets. Then let's take a look at locking down Cassian's gear here. Use up some of these parts. This thing. Again, I need these binoculars. I'm going to be locked out of that forever. Because I have to get this in addition to relicking characters. Wow, those binoculars are a menace. I don't ever remember them being this much of a problem on any account ever. In all the time I've played, I've never had this where like 6 different characters are held up on binoculars. I guess I just didn't build enough rebels. Alright. Let's catch up on chat. I remember at the beginning of the Bounty Hunter event, they said they would switch up characters every few months. There are 2 kind of people in the world, my friend, those who upgrade weekly and those who upgrade whenever they get a gear piece. Emmy says. I tell you what, now that I've done the weekly upgrades for these account reviews and for entertainment for you guys, it's hard to go back to doing it any other way, because I feel like you get such a good evaluation of where to put your gear. You can really consider all the different options you have and put the gear in the right place. So I don't think I'll ever go back to just clicking buttons. Okay, though, that gets us what we can get on characters. Let's take a look at ships. Biston's U-Wing gets upgraded to 5 stars. We'll dump a bunch of currency in here to level it up. And again, we can already be using this ship in a bunch of battles potentially before it's needed as a requirement for profundity, right? We'll hold off on that for now. On those Omega materials. Xanadu Blood and IG are both leveled up. Let's see what Omegas we need here. Yeah, let's just... Is that the best area? Is that the best place to sink it in? This is just more damage. This is multi-attack chance. Goes from 35 to 65%. Yeah, this is probably the best upgrade that I have for my ship Omegas right now. We'll go ahead and do that. Xanadu Blood can be used as a reinforcement just about anywhere. Get a couple more levels here on the Outrider. Chimera, we got we got more stars for it with the event. Leaves me with some shipbuilding materials. Where do I want to put them? I guess we can just put them here. See what levels we can get. Throw the materials in. And be done in fleet. Go back to the character screen, see if there's anything else we need. If there's anybody who's magically lit up on pluses. Princess Leia. Yeah, interesting. She's got a bunch of stun cuffs and off-brand gear. Wow. We could upgrade Leia another gear tier. I feel like if I do that though, I feel like I'm risking using up things that I will need elsewhere later. So I am going to resist the temptation to click that button. There's BB-8. We can get him all the way to 7 stars. He's got a promotion from gear 8 to 9. What's he using up? 6. This is not bad. He's using these things though. That's the problem. Once I use those, then I'm out again. That's not too bad. We'll take him to gear 8. 4 million to level him up, huh? We'll use him in a Grievous team. That's the team we can take a look at now that we got some extra money. We can go in here on squads, defense. Where else can we put some money? Get her to 85. I assume it's a her. It looks her-ish. T3. Let's blast him up to 85. The money goes so fast. And it's not a team that we're going to be using in 3v3 very much. It's pretty much something that's going to be used in 5v5. Make a defense that holds up against bad players anyway. Okay, repair kit. Okay. If the enemy has target lock, the ability block can't be resisted. Man, it's so hard to commit to that. I just don't want to throw away resources, you know. Alright, so the other thing that we can do, we could go ahead and take a look at throwing this stuff onto Rogue One. Upgrade here with the Omicron. Upgrade here. Give him the Jyn Erso. Yeah, the anti-Jyn Erso, the thing where Jyn Erso can't die. Then I think we're going to go put a Zeta onto Crew. Because right now, Crew has no Zetas, so he is not a pre-taunt tank. And I would really like for him to be a pre-taunt. Invested the relic in him. Feel like we need to just finish him out a little bit here. We're not usually using him as a leader, though. I guess we are in GAC defense. How much harder does this... Yeah, I don't want to commit that Zeta to him yet. Alright, we'll hold off on that Zeta. Okay, and then Darth Treya. I think we've gotten her to the point where we need to commit. And I'm not going to have enough money to put the Zeta on, am I? Because it costs $125,000 and I just blew all of my money. So let's look at all of the gray mods. Mark V gray, where secondaries are not revealed. Oh boy. Wow. I have characters modded with stuff that isn't revealed. So in theory, we can just do this. Sell these mods. 98 mods. That's a lot of mods. Ugh. Alright, we're going to just sell the gray mods. Get them out of here. Okay. So now let's go... take a look at Treya. Get the Zeta on her. And that just makes it so that we can kill full relic geos and stuff like that without too much trouble. Throw a quick mod set on her. Alright, let's see what we got here. We got speed with 6 speed. Oh god, that's terrible. 8 speed. It's so bad, guys. It's so bad. Wow. See if we can hit speed. Nope. Wow. 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 I just have nothing. I have nothing in inventory. I farmed too much. I farmed too much of the slicing materials. I literally don't even have mods to put on this character. Alright, there we've got something we can use. Here we've got something we can use. 10 speed. It doesn't even matter. You put Treya in these battles, she's just going to get yeeted out in like 2 seconds anyway. Clunky. Alright, there we go. Treya has a mod set. Whopping 209 speed. Confirm that, lock it in. Alright, she's now usable. Alright. Gas is slow because it's not really worth doing until you have Grievous and he's a slow farm. Another hard stop on gas is a 7-star capital ship, you basically can't rush gas. You can rush the heck out of gas. That was the original intent of the Obticeo account, and I just rushed the endurance. And I had this endurance 7-starred like 4 months into the game. It was ridiculous how fast I was able to 7-star this endurance. I did a refresh when the event was up, so I got 30 twice, and then 15 3 more times. So five instances of this event, and I already had it 7 stars. So it is definitely possible to just rip right on through that and not have a problem at all with your 7-star capital ship. How long till the SK requirements are accelerated? Dash starts in November. So November, December, January, and then I think... Did Mara Jade come out before Talon? So I think Talon is like February, something like that. Van Ward says, don't worry, the golden eyeball storm is coming in IG-88. Eyeballs are a huge roadblock for me. Yeah, eyeballs are a huge roadblock for me on every account except this one. Like I still have 291 of these and 542 of the other part. Like it's that part is no problem for me on this account. It's just so weird. It's just the statistics on the Obticeo account are just weird. Krennic takes about 800 of those binoculars. Yeah, he does. So when you build Krennic, it's an issue, right? But like I said, I've never had it be a problem for me like this on either of my other accounts, where it's just every single character needs them. All that work for Krennic, who isn't that good in the first place. Man, if you want to see a 3v3 team that's like low-key ridiculous, if you have these 3 characters, let's take a look at Loquitur. Set this up, 3v3, create a new squad. If you have these characters, wait, what? Oh, I have unique marked. Unique only. So we have to create a squad, unmark unique only. So what you do is you do Krennic, the TIE pilot, because, you know, people have the TIE pilot at Relic if they're going to do so you build this squad. And with the datacrons that are out now, if you get the right datacron for this squad, Krennic, Omicron, well in Grand Arena, 30% defense penetration, health, offense, if Death Trooper's present, blah, blah, blah. Whenever Death Troopers go, okay, Death Trooper, it's all Death Trooper stuff, right? So you give yourself these skills, and this team is just all about ability blocks, right? So you just constantly are getting the ability blocks off of Krennic's lead. Debuffed enemies are critically hit, suffer ability block. The effect can't be resisted, and they recover 10% protection whenever they score a critical hit. So you just keep critting with this team. Kylo keeps assisting. He puts tenacity down on everybody. And you have ability block on everybody. So basically they're they get to do a basic on their turn and basic into crew. And that's pretty much all they get to do. And then Krennic and the TIE pilot just keep spamming. And yeah, it's a janky little team, but it's a way to use Krennic in 3v3 that's pretty nasty. You can just lock out your opponents. There's a third kind, those who research requirements and spend their gear even before they get it. I went Starkiller after Malak and C, and it feels like it was the perfect time. Nice. Dash with Old Republic into Executor. Bam. Kyle with Jedi and budget gear. Mon Mothma. Mara Jade with Palpatine, and Talon with Darth Revan. So that's how you divided up your Starkiller stuff. Interesting. I just unlocked Executor, and C is the best thing to go for. C is the best thing to go for? Question mark. I have JMK and SLKR, or should I go for another thing? If you've already got 2 GLs and you want Sith Eternal, his journey is pretty easy. It's not bad characters. I don't like C very much right now, so I probably wouldn't go C. I'd recommend anything else. I like Rey a lot. I like Jedi Master Luke a lot. I would rather do those 2 before C. It's up to you, though. C is, potentially an easier grab. So it's easier, but you get a worse payout. I'm not happy with Sith Eternal. He's kind of lame. So I'm not recommending him. DL, with the changes to mod farming, do you think the best use of GAC currency is to still buy the 6-dot mats? I never thought that, Zortar. I never thought that GAC currency should be spent on slicing. I've heard that from a lot of people, but I said that in my GAC stream the other day. I just buy Kairos. I just buy Kairos, and when I get up to 500 Kairos, then I buy Kairos. I've never felt the need to buy these slicing mats from this GAC store. So for me, it's no change. I didn't buy them before, and I also don't buy them now. This is the other thing worth buying out of this store. This piece is always a pain in the butt for me. So if I see that in here and I've got enough Kairos, I'll buy that piece too. Yeah. But honestly, for slicing, statistically, you're so much better off farming more mods than you are farming slicing materials. Getting some of your mods that are already 6-dot, these new nodes that allow you to get higher level slices on your 6-dot mods, those are definitely interesting. That changes the top end of what you can get for mods. But like just farming this so you can 6-dot mods, I wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that. It's not my plan anyway. Yeah, I'm working on getting some slicing materials with Obticeo because there's definitely a few mods that I have on this account where the ability to slice them up. I really haven't had that many slicing materials, so there's a bunch of mods like this. I won't say a bunch, but there's some good, 3-hit speed that I would really like to see if they develop speed. This one, keep slicing that. So I'm going to do a little bit of catch-up work on the Obticeo account so I can hit a few of those mods. Then we'll go back to farming mods. Graham Case says, I like my C right now. Won me 2 GACs because he can beat SLKR pretty easily in 3v3. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, he's not, guys, he's not horrible. But just any other GL is better. That's my opinion. I would rather have Rey. I would rather have JML. I'd rather have Lord Vader. So, if I name off all the other GLs, I would rather have them than C. That's it. That's it. He's still a Galactic Legend. He's still better than all non-Galactic Legend characters in that sense. Wayne Tech says, I like him, but I don't know any better. Relicate Rey is no problem, but I really only see SLKR, so I'm still trying to relic Armorer. Super expensive on Cairo. Yeah, that's true. Can you go over how you farm mods? Do you farm specific types or just spread them out? So just another consumer, I really put a lot of time into my mod mastery series, and I tried to go over like all of the logic for all of the different stuff that I do. So that series, I think, tells you literally everything that I know and have calculated and work on for mods. So for me, if you calculate out the math, and I do in my mod mastery series, and I show that the defense mod set bonus, where you get 25% defense, is unilaterally better than getting 10% health, except in certain cases like General Grievous, or where you're trying to avoid true damage like Sith Eternal going against Rey or whatever. So unless you're talking about true damage or ignoring defense somehow, these mods are better than health mods. Potency and tenacity are their own thing. If you want potency, you pretty much have to have potency mods. If you want tenacity, you pretty much have to have tenacity. Anything else can be modded with speed. So I farm speed mods extensively. I farm defense mods extensively because that's the offset that I'm typically going to use. Then I farm potency and tenacity for the characters where I want those things. And then as the account develops, I'll farm more offense mods. How I spend my energy, whenever I'm doing refreshes, I'm farming mods. In the morning, I wake up, I get free energy, and I'll have like 150 mod energy. And just that one time, once a day, with my free mod energy, I'll come in and farm slicing materials. So that's my ratio. All mod energy to farming mods, about 150 energy a day to farming slicing materials. That ratio may change with these changes, but I feel like once I get caught up and get a few of these mod slices under my belt, that we'll be right back to just farming mods most of the time. I still prefer C to JML. JML has a better journey, longer though. But JML is a Jedi. JML gets you clears in light side geo. JML, either in certain teams on defense, or, I mean, he beats everything that C beats on offense and is better on defense, and he's a Jedi for light side territory battles. So even if the characters are roughly the same in how they pay out in PvP, JML has a huge edge because of his contribution to guild stuff in light side geo. I farm mods 95% of the time because 95% of them are trash. Statistically, that's true. Statistically, if you farm 100 mods... Yeah, I do this math in my mod mastery series too. But like one of them will be a good mod, a great mod. 3 or 4 of them will be something that you can use and work on later. And the rest of them will be trash. Yep, I agree. After with C, Malik, SK, and Executor, do you like the SLKR or JML farm more? So if you do C, Revens into Malik, Star Killer, and Executor, that's way too much dark side. At that point, you need a light side GL pretty badly. JML or Ray, or JMK if you can get Cat. Literally, I would farm all 3 light side GLs before I would do SLKR if you've already got C. Or maybe do 2 of the light side GLs and then do Lord Vader, who gets you Bad Batch that helps balance out your light side. We're Inquisitors. There's no such thing as too much dark side. We're Inquisitors. Well, just remember, we're not really playing. We're not really these characters. It's just the holotables, right? So what we do with these Jedi, we just mind control them. They think they're in control of their destiny. They quote all kinds of crazy religious stuff. But in fact, we're manipulating them. You know, Palpatine taught us how to do that, how to manipulate everybody and make them believe that they're doing stuff for good when actually they're just doing it to serve our purposes. And then we order 66 them when it's relevant. That's how it works. Best light side GL to go for after SLKR? Right now it's JML because of the synergy with Profundity. So if you ever plan to build Profundity, it's JML. If not, I like Rey. Rey is just super easy. Her and SLKR both have pretty easy characters, pretty easy relic levels. They're older characters, so they don't have a billion Chirotech on them. Honestly, that's it. If you build JML, you're going to be Chiroteching it, you know, for the next year. If you build Rey, the gear is just so much easier. You'll be stuck on Carbantes a little bit, but you know, that stuff's easy. That stuff is easy. You will need Carbantes for Rey, but it's like, you know, a few Carbantes. It's not like Radis, where you already had to commit Kairos, and then on one random level he has 3 Kairos on the same level. I mean, come on, 600 Kairos for one level. It's just ridiculous. You don't have that problem with the C and the SLK, or the SLKR and the Rey journeys. They're old characters, much cleaner. All light side leads to murder bears because you need C-3PO. Yeah, that's probably true. All right, guys. Well, I'm probably going to wrap it up there. We've spent everything that we're going to spend. We Zetaed all over the place on Obticeo. Used up all of our Zetas. Made crew into a pre-taunt tank. We put a Zeta onto Radis so we can use him in GAC with the Omicron. And we put a Zeta on Traya so maybe we can try some Traya tricks. So burned through that. Got the character upgrades that we can get. And we're just going to be farming Mark 8 binoculars for the next, like, I don't know, 6 years. So, binocular farms for weeks. That'll be my new favorite node on this account for, like, the next 6 weeks. Keep going. Nothing else to do but do it. Get it done. Farm it up. Where do you feel Profundity fits after reaching the end of the Senator path? Can't decide between Executor or JML. Into Profundity. Always top 5 in fleet right now. Between Executor, well, if you want to do JML, then do Profundity. If you want to do Executor, then you can do JML. I mean, once you have a fleet that can get you top 5 placement, you don't need the other one. Eventually in GAC, you'll need both of them. I'm doing both of them on my Loquitur account because I'm already at Kyber, right? And getting that profundity fleet on the loquitur account is gonna help me secure and keep those zones in Kyber. So that's what we're looking for on the loquitur account. You don't necessarily need both of those big fleets. So if you got Executor within reach, grab it, then do your JML journey, and then at the end of JML, you can see if you want profundity or not. That's what I would do. Ray was way too much trash in her requirements. The JTR, R2, BB-8, Bro Squad is solid. Everything else is bleh. Well, don't do JTR and BB-8 with the Bros. That is a complete waste of resources. You do Fin Poe in one team with the 2 veterans. Or, you know, if you haven't done SLKR, then you do veteran, Chewie, and, you know, another resistance. Fin Poe is already a team by itself. You just put 2 more characters in there to make it even more scary. Then you take Jedi Training Rey with BB-8 and R2, stick Rey and the pilot, and then you take Rey with other stuff, other light side characters. You know, even if you don't already have something better to do with them, you can put like L3, Vandor, stuff like that in the team until you build Dash. I did her with the Mandalorian team for a while, and it was getting a ton of holds. So you put Rey with Beskar Mando, Queel, IG, and then, you know, the 5th is negotiable. You can put things like Cara Dune in there. You can put, Kat if you have her and don't have another place for her. But Rey can work with a variety of different stuff and leave you free and clear to make a JTR team for offense and use the Fin Poe for defense. And the only thing left over is like Rose Tico and Amilyn Holdo. I never really had a good use for them, but I made 3 teams out of it. Fin Poe, the Jedi Training Rey, and then Rey herself with other stuff. And I don't know. I feel like if you get 3 good teams like that, that's massive value for a journey. Van Ward says Rey Jawas. Yeah, Rey can work with Jawas. JTR, R2, BB-8, and Bros is great for me, but you don't need Bros. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you guys. You can do that team, JTR, R2, and BB-8, run the team. You don't need the Bros in that team to still make it scary as heck. Yeah, and if you save the Bros out, they go in another team and make a whole other team. So you can make your JTR team a 7 out of 10 with the Bros, or you can have it be a 6.5 out of 10 with other characters, and then you can use the Bros to make another team that's 7 out of 10. People who've been watching my stream for a long time, I put my Fin Poe team on defense all the time in GAC, and that thing got so many holds. So ridiculously many holds on that from that setup. It's too good. Let's look at the resistance. What's this guy? The resistance trooper. This guy, you use opportune strike. This ability's cooldown is reduced by 2 if the target is suffering any negative status effects. So whoever you're shooting at is going to have debuffs, and you can just do this skill over and over again. It strips off any buffs, inflicts speed down, does a ton of damage. So this guy in that JTR team is just nasty. And then Stick Rey, this skill is just kills somebody. It does so much damage, it just kills somebody. Blasts right through whoever you want to get. So that's what I did. JTR, BB-8, R2, Scavenger Rey, and then this Resistance Trooper. Killed all kinds of teams with that. All right. Zymergy says I have 0 other resistance. Might as well build the best version. Yeah, I can't resist the urge to... I mean, if you've already got that team running that well at Relics, then you should be building the rest of the Raid Journey. Why not? Why not? I like the Raid Journey. I'll be an outsider in that. I mean, people have been bashing Ray and bashing the Raid Journey for so long that people just believe it. There's what people believe, there's rumors, there's popular opinion, and then there's the statistical truth, which is her journey and her as a character performed very well in the game. So regardless of what other people might say, the facts are Ray does a good job. So Ray would be a better 3rd GL than C? Oh yeah. Yeah, I think by far Ray is better than C. Just take Conquest, for example. C is absolute garbage in Conquest. There's a few teams that he can solo, or a few teams that he can help you get through, but he'll get through them and he'll lose all 4 other characters on his team. Even if you just take him in with Watt, you're going to max out, I think, at a 1 star. If you take 2 characters and lose 1, it's a 1 star completion. So you don't want 1 star completions in Conquest. You want 3 star completions. Ray can take 2 characters and 2 complete level 1 garbage characters, hit Lifeblood, and put 60,000 or more bonus protection on a level 1 character and keep them alive. These feats that say, keep some random character alive, and you go in there and the first thing that the opponent does is some big area effect that just kills all your characters. Man, I completed all those things with Ray. Just go in, slap Lifeblood all over the character, and they do their big area effect. The level 1 character still got plenty of health and protection, and next time Ray has a turn, Lifeblood again, Lifeblood again, Lifeblood again. And, she doesn't kill anything fast, but nothing dies. And you get 3 star completions all over in Conquest. Feat completions, everything you want. It's 2 stars if you take 2 characters and lose 1. Are you sure, Graham Case? Okay, so even if it's 2 stars, why would you want a character that gets 2 stars instead of a character that gets 3? It's just stuff like that. It just drives me crazy. C has the potential to be so good, and he's just not. Like, you take him into the C Pit raid, and you could take whatever team you want in with C in the challenge Rancor, and he's not going to get good damage scores. Just useless. Anyway, that's my opinion. Again, it's not that I think C is a bad character because, popular opinion or whatever. It has to do with his performance in the game compared to the other Galactic Legends. And on my main account, I had, I had Rey and I had Lord Vader. And so, I have the experience to qualify C against the other Galactic Legends based on what they do. So if you take him in against a Ray team, he does great. If you take him in against most JML teams, he can win. Like, he's not horrible. He does stuff. But I would rather have any other GL. There you go. He's in a sorry spot, but he wasn't always the worst GL. Yeah, so he was good. He was, I think, before Vader and Kenobi came out, he had this spot as the character who could kill anything in the game. Like, with a reasonable set of characters, he beat SLKRs, he beat everything. And then Kenobi came out, and, you can beat Kenobi if you have fantastic mods and the right setup, and Kenobi doesn't have the right datacron where all of his characters ignore protection, because once they get on the Sith Eternal, they ignore his protection because of Kenobi's ignore protection on Sith, and he just dies. His whole thing is based around protection, and they built a character that just with like one sentence of random text annihilates C. And then Lord Vader, once you get the relics high enough on a Lord Vader team, you can't do anything against him with C. He can't drain protection. He's looking at a whole bunch of characters with health only, and that's it. So they introduced 2 new Galactic Legends that the guy who's supposed to be the executioner can't kill, and it just, I don't know, I fell out of love with him and have been increasingly disillusioned. All right, he needs a fix so he can reasonably ramp up his ult irrespective of the enemy team. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And maybe when they make him a booster character in Conquest, maybe that booster character will be like something that works to increase his ult, or a character that allows you to I'm trying to think if C had a character that could mark, where the Sith on his team could just target a specific character and kill him without having to mess around with all the taunts. If there was some meaningful way with an unremovable mark like Revan, I think the C team would start to look a lot better. Because then you could just like target SLKR and kill him, or you could target the key character in the other team and smash him. So I think something like a mark would be good for his team. You can make a good survivable team. You can put the Sith Empire Trooper in there. You can put Talon in there. You can put a team together behind C that'll like stand up to a lot of punishment. But then C himself needs to be able to get to what he wants to get to. You beat Lord Vader with Bam and Fennec? Yeah. I don't know. Anybody who says that Lord Vader is easy to beat has listened to too many other streamers complain about Lord Vader. Because on my main account, the 7 million account, I had Lord Vader. I put him on defense, and the opponents struggled with him. Once I got characters up to Relic 9 to put with him and got him at Relic 9, when I got him to the right Relic level, he was not falling over in Grand Arena. And to get a bounty hunter team that's good enough with good enough mods to beat a Relic 9 Lord Vader that has Relic 9 tanks with him, I deserve to lose to that anyway at that point. So Lord Vader is simply about getting his team to the appropriate Relic levels, and then it's obscene. It's my experience with it anyway. Just got the level 6 Darth Vader Datacron, was messing around with it. Datacrons have made Lord Vader meme-worthy levels of power. Yeah, Datacrons are just, I don't know. I think... I honestly... not a fan of Datacrons overall. I feel like they're angling for something. Like I said in a recent video, I feel like Datacrons are actually going to be the next escalation in the game, where the new territory battle and new content they put in, the new content is going to rely on you having the right Datacron to escalate your team power to the power level needed to beat it. So I feel like Datacrons are gonna end up being a thing in the game. And then in Grand Arena, I mean, at the higher levels, it's going to be either you have those Datacrons or you don't, which, I don't know. That's yeah, it builds some things into the game that I don't think are healthy for the long-term stability of the PvP stuff. But I may be wrong. I mean, maybe it's just that everybody has to get them, so everybody gets the right one, and it's okay. I don't want to have to work that hard to get my Datacrons. Maybe I'm just, getting into the free-to-play mentality a little too much. All right. Alex says they suck until you get a good one for yourself. To be fair, I don't think most people can get an entire team to Relic 9. Most of us don't want to do Lord Vader because he has too many Relic 8s. That's the thing. I mean, that's it. I mean, people have asked about Lord Vader before, and I've been very consistent in saying it's an awesome journey if you understand that you're going to spend a lot of resources to build those Relic level characters, and then once you get Lord Vader, I mean, I spent 2 months just trying to Relic characters just to make the Lord Vader team the Relic levels I wanted. But once you get there, it's pretty ridiculous. Let me tell you, that red tank, when you get the Royal Guard with the Zeta to Relic 9, you better have an auto execute or that dude is not going down. He's got like 590,000 health. Just ridiculous. And that's with all armor sets on him. Just ridiculous what that character is. So you either got to have the Mando, the Nihilus, instant execute abilities, or just ridiculous amounts of damage. Datacrons means that the meta constantly shifts, so chasing the meta is not just the most recent tunes. Yeah, you can say that. You can say that, but why? What's the point? CG isn't doing that so that the meta changes and that's fun, right? They're doing it so they make money. And I feel like the changing meta might convince people to spend money, but most of the people who are spending money are way at the top of the game anyway. I don't know. I don't know. I think there's more to Datacrons than just trying to motivate the people at the top end of the game to spend money on Datacrons. I feel like we haven't heard the last of these Datacron things yet. It's going to make it out of PvP. It's got to. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll probably be wrong again in the future with my speculations, but I don't know. It feels like too much effort for it just to be PvP. Alrighty, guys. I got to hang it up there. About done playing, about done answering questions. Got to get on with my stuff for the evening. So thank you all for stopping by. Please remember to hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe if you want to, and join us on Discord. The link is down below. The Loquitur Discord is a really fun community. Good for new players, good for experienced players. Just want to hang out and learn stuff about the game. And hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next Holocron.